I have been a good girl and I've been working on my audio, just working
Ah,
away. You know how
all
much I
right.
hate it, but I actually love it because as we've talked about, like the audio can be louder than what's on our video cameras, especially like previous old video cameras.
Mhm.
So it's been great. It's just it's hard to not have a visual as somebody that has, I don't know, maybe ADHD. And but I do think that I get a sense of like what's happening in the room and I can picture it in my head. So
Mhm.
it's not been bad. So this week I am going to present to you the audio from the Queen Mary. So
Wow. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. That is
it
gonna be fun.
it is fun because um so there's when I was doing it, I'm reviewing it, right? And so I have video to go back to because I pretty much video recorded the entire time that I was on
Yeah.
my little private tour. And it is private, but I don't have the ship to myself. It's a huge hotel. But we were getting to go in spaces that nobody was there or
Yeah.
supposed to be there or whatever. And I video recorded the whole time and I audio recorded the whole time, which I don't even think I realized I did that
Oh wow.
because the audio recording was like 4 hours long, but the whole last 42 minutes is me talking to my kids back in the room because
Nice.
like they're watching fucking cartoons and arguing about shit. And at one point, Eric is going nuts, and he has a little baby Eric voice.
Yeah. Oh,
Because my kid's
wow.
not a baby anymore, y'all, but he's always my baby. But he has
Oh,
such a little voice, and he freaks out about something when he's told no or to change it or whatever. And then he
yeah.
just screams, and then I'm like, "That's it. He's going to bed."
Fun's over for everyone.
Yeah. Oh my God. The drama. Everybody lights out now. Um, I didn't listen to the whole thing of my kids arguing, but I was just skipping through because I wanted to see like when I realized that the recorder's on this whole time, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which obviously is at the end of the fucking video. So I guess I just wanted to hear my kid's little voice for a second there.
Sure. Oh.
But yeah, it was cool because I start listening to it, and every time I would get an EVP, I would like I know I have some video of that, so I would go on YouTube and like watch the video to see if it's the same EVP or if it matches up or whatever. And I was making notes like a good little like researcher, and then at some point I just stopped making notes.
No, no.
Oops. um, and then I told myself that today, before we got on this call, I've got to make some time to
Oh, yeah.
finish watching both of them, the stuff on YouTube and the audio that I got, so I can
Oh,
finish my notes. I didn't get that time,
yeah.
so
No. Mm-mm.
we're winging it per
We'll experience
usual.
it together.
And so I am gonna like go back and forth between YouTube and the audio that I got. I do think that after a certain point, they just don't match up. Like there's nothing that's happening that happened on video. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's no EVPs on the audio that could be mistaken for something that's on the video or whatever. The
Right.
timelines just don't match up. So I think that's why I stopped making notes. And then
Okay.
just like mentally, I told myself, I guess it might be good to show the video that nothing, like I didn't get the same voice, but whatever. We're just gonna figure it out together.
I gotta say that I'm so happy that I recorded, at the same time that I was recording with my camera. I recorded with my Sony and with my camera because when my camera crapped out on me, I still at least had all of the recording on my Sony to go along and say, hey, I did actually get something out of this. So
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, like from your episode last week at Transalgadian, I wish I would have done that. It like to hear you say like, "Oh, I got my audio." I was like, "Fuck, I could have had audio." I
oh
have
man.
several recorders, and
Yep.
here I am with just busted. I think busted video cameras, and that's why I don't have anything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I
We'll
guess
see.
I guess I got a couple of cards I need to check out, but for this,
That's
for the
fun.
Queen Mary, this should be the end of it because all I had was I remember going back and looking at the videos and you could see I'm like strapped up. I've got the audio recorder and Carl's with me, but I must not trust him with anything.
You do the one man band, huh?
Pretty much, I've even make that comment at some point, but like I have my audio recorder that I'm wearing around my neck, and then I have like Canon full spectrum, and then Carl was holding the video camera. So
Yeah.
when there's an EVP on the video, and then there's one on the audio recorder, and it's different,
Hmm.
and they're not exactly the same time, it makes sense to me because
Yeah.
Carl and I weren't, he was always trying to film me. So we're
Yes.
always on
Yeah.
like kind of opposite sides of the room. We're not
Yep.
like right beside each other.
Sure.
So it made a whole lot of sense for there to be two different things. And so there was only a few times that I think it was like questionable. And I'm pretty sure I made notes when that happened. And then so after a certain point, they're just, I don't feel bad about making the notes. Not making notes is what I
Not
mean.
me. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Oh, and this should be it for the Queen Mary after this. Like, I'm certain I don't have anything else. So
I don't know. I like it when you find these Easter eggs.
it is kind of cool. It's like finding a quarter. It's not a $20 bill. Actually, if I found that Trans-Alleghenian shit, that would be
Oh
like
shit.
finding a $20 bill
All
because
right. Like, wow.
I felt like so much of it is missing. But
Yeah.
yeah. But if I found any more on the Queen Mary, it's like a quarter. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a dollar. I don't know.
A shiny quarter at least.
Yeah. So, a little less lazy than my last episode at the San Carlos Hotel. I did repeat my EVPs. Good for me.
Oh,
I
okay.
I did not, however, get multiple pictures. I said,
Uh,
just fuck the picture thing. So we're gonna be staring at this ship.
a boat. Mm. It's a
The whole
nice boat.
it is a nice boat. It's a pretty good shot. I did not take it. I hope we don't get in trouble for that. But yeah, you're gonna see this the whole time, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I did get lazy there. But hey, at least I made repeats of my audio.
All right.
At some point I'm gonna get this like right.
Audio's tough.
It's just tough. It's hard
Yeah.
to work with. I wish I could explain it, but everybody would find it boring. I wanted to video record myself at one point in time, just so you could see how they bounce around on the page, or in the program or whatever.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
but so the audio, like I said, I feel like I was recording the whole time. So this is from where we started the night in the engine room. Yeah, and the guide has like left us.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we're by ourselves at this time.
Okay.
For you girly guys, I got some rum.
That sailors like rum.
Pirates like rum.
That sailors like rum. That sailors like rum.
Now it doesn't even sound the same. Like, I feel like you could hear what would and
Hmm.
been, but like that have been, I don't know. Again, when I'm listening to my program, I feel like it's louder. I also listen to it like 100 times versus just these three. But it's just that little breathy thing underneath there. Could it
Hmm.
be scuffing and I made words? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I hear just like kind of what you said. It sounds like the very first part makes the most sense to me, and Ben is there, but like it kind of gets faint in the middle. And what's funny is I kind of remember this clip from your previous episode. It seemed like they were saying something about Carl drinking or he needs a drink or something right after. Didn't so it's a completely different EVP this time.
It is. They do say something, and I thought that it related to what I had just said about this
Yeah.
drinking, but it comes like later. Like there's some
Oh.
beats later where this was immediately after I had just said
Oh.
something about it.
Okay.
And then some beats later, they say something about he doesn't look like the type or
That's
something
it.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But that comes like a while afterwards. I mean, not a
Okay.
while, but like let's say 3 minutes later, where this one
Sure.
was immediately after I
Right
said it.
away.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay.
John, you down here? That's some kind of air thing turning on. Or toilet flushing, like you say.
There's like an engine over here. There's like an engine over here. There's like
I think that one is still very clear, just like how I originally recognized it. Now, this one, I think I have to stop sharing.
Oh, I like that I'm over here because you guys are hearing noises. Is it the spirit? And he's like, I'm over here. It's not
Yeah.
the water, it's me.
And I was like asking, John, are you here? And
Yeah.
and and then he's probably like, here. I'm over here. Um, so
Ah,
for that specific EVP, I did make a note that on the one that says engine, it's down here, and at 3 minutes and 30 seconds that we either got I don't even know. I don't even know why I
okay.
made the note. So let's just play it around that time and see what happens. So at the time that I thought I was getting over here,
Probably. 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 Pretend. Probably. Probably.
I think it's he's not the right sort that
Mhm.
I'm like, is that I'm over here instead? Like, did I just mishear it? Let me try it one more time.
It is
I don't.
legit someone flushing the toilet, probably.
Probably. Probably. Probably. Pretend bathtub.
Yeah, I don't know because there was a question about the watery sound that is obviously we're hearing it. It's going through the pipe. So, am I possibly like getting words out of that? And so
I-
on the video, I think it gets very confusing with the water sound and hearing vocal tone at the same time.
That's what I was gonna say. He's not the right sort. Stands out to me as words, not like liquid that could be misidentified as word like forming words. He's not the right sort. Water is bubbly and gurgly. So like if you were saying I hear whispers, but it doesn't make any sense, then okay, maybe it was the water, but that I hear that he's not the right sort. And I thought I heard I'm over here very clearly too. So if it's at the same time, maybe it's two different voices.
And that can be possible too, because again, Carl and I are in different
Hmm.
spaces. So is that why that's happening? But
Yeah.
this EVP does happen at the same time that my video I saw,
Hmm.
I heard other EVPs. So I'm not sure if they're all there or if I'm getting some words wrong. We talked about this in another episode too. I think it's just going to sound different on the camera's audio versus the audio recorder's audio. And so
Yeah,
you might interpret the words differently. Like one might possibly have it more clear than the other.
definitely. Definitely. I felt that way with when we had the Copper Queen. The two different sources picking up the same voice, and it's like, what it sounds like this, it sounds like but it's the same voice, or it sounded like it was to me. But I agree with you. It could be that too.
Hmm.
And it's just weird because I hear both of those like you
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah, that is what I am saying as well.
Yeah,
They don't sound the same to me. Like
right.
I don't know, but they did happen at the same time, so it's one of those words. I think you could
Mhm.
definitely tell from the audio recorder it is a voice because on the audio recorder you could barely hear the water sound. So,
Right. Yeah. It seems way more almost like it's omitting the other sounds. And I'm like, oh man, this digital recorder is like, only the voices.
yeah, and
Love that. Love that.
I don't think it has a setting like that, but I don't know. You don't hear the water sound,
Mm-mm.
but or I don't feel like you do. And I think that voice is very clear.
Is anyone up here? That's Carl moving his feet.
Me making a comment about Carl moving his feet is that pop that you hear. It's
Oh,
not this.
I didn't
So
even hear you. It's so funny that you say that because I only heard the EVP. I didn't even hear you speaking.
yeah, I hate it because I would have liked to put more in there, but then it just would have made more to read and whatever, so it would distract. But I'm
Mhm,
pretty sure Carl's feet is the tap and this trip and fall, and that's what it sounds like to me, but it's rough, so I get it
mhm.
if that means somebody hears something different. This is when we were down in the engine room and we kept hearing noises upstairs.
Oh,
And when I say upstairs, is they had an escalator because the whole thing acts as a museum, right?
yes.
So there's an escalator that comes down from the main floor to museum to let you go walk around in the engine room. And I kept hearing stuff, even when the guide was had us over there and was explaining everything to us, and we kept hearing voices. And we asked him, can you hear other people, or is there other people in this part of the ship? And he said no. So
Hmm.
we got up there and it seemed quiet as soon as we went up there. But then I got this EVP and I was like, oh, were they hiding up there? And now that I've come up there, they're like, oh, get out of here. I don't know.
Huh. It's a weird voice. It's very gravelly.
Hmm.
But that's exactly what I hear. And I'm sorry, I didn't even think about it. Obviously, this is a show, so it's for other people. Like I'm so used to like hearing our voices that I immediately tune us out when I hear us. I'm just
Hmm.
listening for the rest of it. So
Yeah, I get that. I think I
yeah.
do that when I'm just listening for EVPs. Like I don't even
Yeah.
know what we're talking about half the
I
time.
know.
That's my strap.
And this is where I think they're talking about don't go down there. They don't want us to go back down to the engine room, I
Mm.
guess. But obviously, they just don't really want us in this space at all, is
Man,
what,
that's
yeah.
that was creepy. Again, like the gravelly kind of voice that I hear with the "We're dead, don't go down there." But before it's almost sounding like female or somebody kind of shouting. The other voice that comes through. So to me, it seems like it's two different voices. They're quiet, but that "We're dead, don't come down here." I was like, oh wow, what an emotion to just be like, there's nothing to see here, guys. We're just all dead.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and we talked about this before. I hate it if they think that we're just there to like kind of like have a good time,
Mhm,
based on their death or whatever. It's
mhm.
not like that, but I get that they would not understand that or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, they are low and they're whispery like, but I feel like the words are very clear. And
Yeah,
and maybe again that's because I listened to them a billion times, but
true.
I feel like that's exactly what they're saying.
Was the other one Get Out, where it sounds like they're shouting it,
Yeah.
but it's just shout whisper. Like,
As they do, yeah.
as they do. Yeah.
Yeah. It just sounded like a noise, though, right?
Like a door.
There was like a noise a second ago that might some people might think that that's an EVP, but that's like Carl saying like, "Did you hear that?" Because
Okay.
I love when I could tell that he's a little like, "What the fuck." It does
Sweet.
not happen often. He
Yeah.
typically is so chill during these things, but yeah, it was funny when he was like, "What was that?"
Cool. You got a little freaked out.
Hmm.
Definitely a door. Okay. I do want to apologize to all the spirits down here for being annoying and being one of those ghost hunters. Coming down here and bugging you in your own personal space. Coming down here and bugging you in your own. Coming down here.
I don't even know if I hear okay. I hear just like a oh, it's just one little like beat. It's high. It's not high pitch. I don't know. You could just tell it's different than all the other sounds.
Hmm.
Um, well, I made a note that on a video on YouTube. Can you see YouTube right now?
Yes.
So that little okay is in this video. Hmm. I didn't put a time down. I don't want to watch this whole thing. Oh
Somewhere in this video.
my God. Somewhere in this video, you don't
There is a
hear,
EVP.
well,
You don't hear it.
you don't hear it. John, are you here with us? That's it. I do want to apologize to all the spirits down here for being annoying, being one of those ghost hunters. Coming down here and bugging you in your own personal space. I do this because I like. So that's it. That's all I
Yeah.
wanted to show you is that's that exact moment. And
Hmm.
if at all you can hear that little beep of whatever, it's got to be so faint because you don't hear it in the video. I don't
Yeah.
hear it clearly in the video at all.
No, I heard the exact moment, and I don't hear anything. And you can see like where the digital recorder is sitting, so it must have been closer to you for it to have come through on the digital recorder and not on the camera.
Yeah, yeah. And again, I don't know if it's really okay or if it's just
Hmm.
like like it was about to get ready to say something, but I'm still running my mouth. So, eek.
Here and bugging you in your own personal space.
Now you would think that this is Carl or something, since I told you I was one man band in it, but that's
Oh
not his
yeah.
voice at all. So,
No,
um,
and I thought I heard him say just let him hold it. And so that further disproves it being Carl. Like why Carl wouldn't be saying give your equipment to some rando.
right, that isn't
Right,
there.
right.
Like, because we are still in the engine room and we're just by ourselves. The guide is way on the other side of the engine room upstairs. Like,
Okay.
so he's not in the engine room actually. He's at the top of the stairs and the door on the other side of the area.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's faint and there's a lot of engine noise, right?
Hmm.
Like this boat's not going anywhere, but it still operates as a hotel, so I guess they have to use some of the stuff down there. I don't know. But so it's very noisy down in the engine room. So
Hmm.
it's hard to hear them, but I think when you do allow yourself to hear it, the words are it's so clear. I mean, like maybe you're hearing him instead of
Me
whatever I
or
said.
whatever.
Yeah, me. But other than that, I mean, I feel like it's pretty straightforward.
Hmm. Hmm.
I thought because they're saying so much at one time that it'd be easier to just like put all the words together. I don't think it is easier that way though. I was just um I think the death messenger, I don't even know for sure that that's what they're saying, but that is what I hear.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's the loudest thing. And
Hmm.
that caught my attention. And then I swear I can hear like an angel, which
Hmm.
perfect goes
Hmm.
together.
It
And
does.
then,
Yeah.
oh, and then I think it's very faint about the
Yeah.
Kenneth, they're just trying to mess with you. But it also is just hard to hear because there's, a beat or two. We're not talking
Sure.
minutes or anything. We're
Yeah.
talking
No.
seconds
Seconds.
between those things. So like I don't know, it's hard to do it all at once. But let me see if I can try to break it down. I think very clear. I don't even know
Yeah.
what else you could make out of that.
Uh,
And it's a deeper male voice. It's like death. Like the D stands out.
oh yeah. I heard it as soon when you first played. I heard that and the Angel and Kenneth, but the rest of it does kind of trail off. But these are really good. And that's a I've never caught anything like that before.
I
Death
know.
Messenger.
I
Yeah.
know. Like, what are they talking about? Like, so if I don't, and maybe I'm getting the words wrong, but if some spirits like Kenneth, they're just trying to mess with you. Like,
Right.
like they don't like ghost hunters and they think that we're there to just mess with them and rile them up. They're not completely wrong. Like, we don't have anything to offer them necessarily except for our
True.
company.
Yeah.
So, it's a fair assessment or to view it that way that's fine, but like so if that person is aware of these other two things, who's the death messenger? Am I the death messenger? And
Hmm.
then they're like, oh, like an angel, like that would almost, well, not me being an angel would make sense, but like death messenger, like we get messages from the dead,
Yeah.
so is
I
that
wonder
how they're looking at it?
what if that's actually residual? Like what if this is somebody as they're passing away, these are like their last words. That energy just remained. I don't know why it would be in the engine room. I mean, unless it was what's his name that he die in the engine room?
There was somebody that died in the engine room for sure. And aside from that, there was a crash or whatever, but that was in a different part of the ship. So as far as I know, it did not affect the engine room.
Okay.
So um, did people have accidents in the engine room and then go and die up in the infirmary? That
Yeah.
seems very possible. So
Because
I don't know.
it does sound like they're describing something they're seeing to somebody,
Mhm.
like death messenger, like an angel, like there was might have been a pause in there, and then they're trying to describe what they see. So it could be residual, or it could be something that they think you are. Who knows? But and then of course, Kenneth, they're just messing with you. And
Well,
oh,
you know what? I think like we go back with the idea of it being like residual.
mhm.
I don't know why this would imprint, but what if it's just a conversation? What
Yeah.
if somebody's just having a deep conversation with somebody and they're talking about death messengers and angels, and then there's somebody that comes by and be like, they're just fucking with you. Like none of that is a
Yeah,
thing.
all of it. Yeah, right. This
All
is
of
all
that
part.
it's just a joke. Like
Oh,
maybe like you could see
maybe.
people kind of shooting the shit and like that kind of
Mhm.
conversation coming out like they're just
A
fucking with
real,
somebody.
I would like that someone's having like a deep moment or whatever, like trying to maybe freak somebody out or something, and then
Mhm.
somebody walks by and they're like, "No, Kenneth, this," just like how I used to always, tell my son that there were trolls in the car wash or something, and then my husband would be like, "Don't listen to her. Oh my God, she's trolling you, is what she's
Right.
doing."
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it could be that, and that would make sense. Let me see if we can hear this angel one.
Yeah.
No. There's just a lot of words going on there. So yeah.
Mhm.
But it's all there. It's for sure all there.
I'm really happy that you broke it down and you played the clip like that because I could definitely hear the rest, like the full EVP that way. Like at first when I heard it was just Kenneth, and the rest of it faded out, but I could hear they just wanting to mess with you now, like or just they just want to mess with you now that you've broken it down, you played it like that individually.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to stick to that kind of method. Unfortunately, I think for the rest of this one, if we have any EVPs kind of at the same time, I did this again also, but I see that that doesn't really work. And I thought I tested it out, but oh well. You know, you live
You
and you
never know.
learn.
It's weird how, I mean, I'm not saying that it's anything paranormal. I'm just saying that it's weird how you hear like just one rush of water. I mean, like, this is a big place. Where's that water coming from? That you only hear it like one every. What the hell is that down there? Who had that shitty ass job? Oh, that's the floor we're on. Oh, okay. So it's just get to the other side.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how dare I talk about their shitty jobs? So in the engine
Really?
room, like you'd know this from the USS North Carolina, but there's kind of like layers to the
Mhm.
floor as you get down. So yeah, there was like shit down, and I was like, oh, who wants to go like down there? So that's what I'm commenting on. But yeah, and I'm taking photos at the same time. So, which I did question that last word there, but I don't know. I hear photo. So,
Yeah, they got vicious real quick with that too.
yeah, they're rude. So,
Yeah.
but again, it's that breathy voice,
Mhm.
but I think it's very clear.
Yeah, it is there and it's out there. They're just like mean. Wow.
That's my shoes. You can still hear like some water down here too.
I guess I hear all those words. I definitely hear the how and haunt them. But maybe can we is a little questionable. I'm not sure. There's definitely something there though. It's not as clear as like the ones previous to it.
You know what I was thinking about too? It sucks that you can't, mash up your pictures with your EVPs at the same time. Because like, what if you saw an image and you thought that it was dust or something? Like maybe you did actually take a picture of something, but it didn't like present itself as a person or a spirit. So you just kind of wrote it off. But here they are saying, "Why'd you let that just take your picture?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's pretty crazy. I'm
It
still
is
thinking about that one.
it would be awesome. And I still have all these photos. It's I don't get rid of photos though. Once I review my audio, it goes on YouTube and I'm done with it. But yeah, I have the photos. It's just if it looked like dust, then I would disregard it and I would never try to like pass that off as evidence
Right.
because of how hateful people can be on the internet. But
Hmm.
but if you match it up with this EVP, you're exactly right. Like it is interesting to know like what was I taking a photo of right at
Yeah.
that time? What
Right.
did anything look shimmery different in it? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that I mean, I don't know. I could try to figure out or just re-look at all the photos in this one particular area. I know what area we're in. Like I could see it in my mind.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess I could look at those just a little harder for sure.
Be interesting to see if anything came through. The picture that you got of that was like well, I joked and said it was Alfred Hitchcock. That wasn't here, right?
No, that
Mm.
was like Carl and I just walking around during the day, like before the investigation, or maybe just before we
Oh,
left the ship. But that was in
mm,
the little like museum like area towards the top, which
mm,
we didn't go on during this tour. So
gotcha. Okay.
it's kind of open to the elements, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
really want to for something like this.
I really don't think they do. Well, he didn't mean go over the railings. I don't see anything.
It is very like pingy or whatever. But I think I mean I commented about my strap fucking moving, y'all.
Mm,
So I think if I hit something, I would have said
hmm
that's me because I just do that. So it
hmm
just pops in like that. Carl's
hmm
talking about going over the railing and setting over something he shouldn't or whatever. We have video of that on YouTube, but because there are other things that come in during that time, but I'm not getting any of those same EVPs.
mm.
So
That's wild. And I hear go. It's almost like they're daring him. Yeah, man.
do it.
Go.
They're probably gonna trip us.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they were saying that earlier.
Yeah.
He's new to this ship, though. Tell him something.
That one's a lot lower than some of the other
Mhm.
ones. But that's what I made out of it. Cannot be good. We're being Carl are role playing as we like to do. No, I'm just playing.
That's a different YouTube series.
Yeah. Find us on OnlyFans. Uh, but I was pretending that he was like new to the ship and stuff, and
Yeah.
tell him what he needs to do. So I don't know. I don't know if they're commenting about what I'm saying or just something else. So
It can't be good if he's new to the ship. I
right,
get it.
yeah, that would be odd to them probably or
Yeah.
whatever. Or he doesn't know what he's doing on a ship.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm. So Carl's still in his little perch spot that I don't think he should be at, but he's talking about coming back, and I'm like, yeah, come back the way that you came or whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
we get this EVP. So I don't know. I feel like they're a little threatened by him,
Oh,
or they want him to stay over there. Oh, because remember
well,
it did say go, like when he was
yeah,
contemplating it. So maybe
yeah.
they want him to stay over there,
Yeah, they
especially
sure
if
do.
I'm saying he's a worker.
New. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say they want the new guy to stay the fuck over there. You keep all your new stuff to yourself over there in your little corner. Don't come anywhere over here. That's what I was getting out of that.
What's your job? Can you show us where you work? What's your
That's kind of upsetting.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
if they feel like they're stuck down in that engine room, especially since it's noisy as fuck. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't be the best place to be stuck on the ship.
Gosh. Oh, I hate EVPs like that. And we get things like that from time to time. And it's just like, why can't you go somewhere else? Like phone a spirit friend and see if they can pull you into like the top part of the ship or something else. Like that would suck.
Yeah, why can't they see the way out? Or do they have to like travel with somebody to get
Right.
out? Imagine they're just in a confused state and that's difficult to hear, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
O's or owns? I don't know. Like, we were getting ready to
Mhm.
leave this area, and I think we were telling them we're gonna leave. So if it's intelligent at all, I thought somebody was taking credit for that. Like, you guys
Yeah.
owe me. I got rid of them, you know?
Hmm.
Really, it was just time's up, but whatever makes you happy.
I like that because the O, like it's drawn out a little bit. Yeah,
Hmm.
like somebody I didn't get owns, but then again, it could be because it's the OW that you really hear. Somebody owes me. I buy that. He's telling the other spirits like, I finally did it, guys.
I ran them off.
Me. I did, yes. Pay up.
There, there was a lot of like banging around in that area that we,
I
our last area that we left, and we were like, "Oh, that's wild," because we asked them to make a noise or give us a sign, and they did it or
Mhm.
whatever. But yeah, we were really just leaving because we only had an hour like in each spot. So.
Yeah.
Oh, this is when we're with the guide. And during the videoing of this whole thing, I didn't think anything had happened. So you'll never see anything of this. He's got some device that amplifies his recorder. So it's
Okay.
just like having a really loud speaker, but he tries to
Yeah.
explain it in the beginning like it's something better than that. But that's all it is a really loud fucking speaker. And we're doing an, burst session with him. And I actually got some stuff on the audio, though I don't know. I feel like I think I remember all this being a little faint.
Okay.
If you're a
There's something at the end of "Hear Me," and
Yeah.
I should have put a dot dot. I don't know why I didn't. I can't tell if it's another word or if it's just that wisp out, you know? I don't
Oh,
know.
I was gonna ask you if it was a person speaking and that's why you didn't clip it because I hear two different voices. Like, it says, "How can they hear me?" And then someone shouts, "Turn it up." And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
well, someone must be talking because you didn't say. But then now you're like, I hear something else. I'm like, yeah, dude, me too. That's cool.
No, the you would know my voice or Carl's voice.
Yeah.
The tour person, host person, whatever, he sounds way different than that. However, I will say, and I
Huh.
said this in the first time I reviewed this place, the the guy, he's a heavy breather. Like
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
he was out of breath a lot. Um so
Poor guy.
but we're just sitting here, so I
Okay.
don't think that that's like him. And then you're hearing actual words. I couldn't make it out, but that's the only part that I could make out. But I
Huh.
definitely think there's something more going on.
passenger, can you tell us what is best? First, second, or third class? If you're a passenger, can you tell us what is best? First,
I don't think I repeated it because then it's just like a that's all I
Yeah.
can make out.
Yeah.
He asked a question. I don't think they answered it.
Yeah.
But if it's like a number, but it should be the word second or third, so it shouldn't
Yeah.
be just a number.
It's someone just getting tired of his shit. That's where they're like, I've heard these questions before a million times, dude.
Um, Let me see, because I think I left the questions in there.
tell us what is best. First, second, or third class? Did you make a movement sound over there between you?
Did you?
I think it might have been.
That's why I left all that in
Yeah.
because he heard that. Like it was before he even started his questioning or whatever. And then he asked, like, did we hear that? And even Carl had heard something, you know?
Huh.
So
Okay.
it definitely wasn't him breathing or any of us because we all comment that we heard that sound.
Hmm.
That was not
Okay.
it.
It was right between you.
Yeah, I heard something.
It was right there between
None of our stuff is touching.
No, it didn't.
My zipper would sound different. You're right.
It would. I thought it was something on that you had done something to the camera.
I didn't.
It was breathy sounding to me. I thought it came from your mouth, but it didn't come. It was like more in the middle. But I'm hoping that we may have recorded it. But just sound like a.
Mm-hmm. Whoever made contact over here next to Carl and I, in between us, is there something that we have that you're interested in?
Hold up.
Hold on. I just wanted that to play before. What question, what were you going to say?
I think that guy's full of shit. I mean, I'm just saying, look, you know how many places where we go and we're like, yeah, did you hear a breath? And we're like, yeah, I heard a breath. And you go back and you play it and it's a fucking sentence. It's a fucking sentence. This guy's like, he's got a player. And he's like, I heard a breath. Of course he heard a fucking breath.
It's him.
It's him. Yeah.
No, for some
Right.
reason, Carl and I, you may not be able to hear everything that's being said. For some reason, Carl, or at least I say, it sounded like it was right between me and Carl.
Yeah.
We're sitting on these like benches, and Carl and I are kind of next to each other, and we're not like right on top of each other. There's some space. And I said I thought he messed with the camera or something.
Okay.
And the guy's like, yeah, it sounded like it came like from you
Between
two.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I asked the question, like, were you trying to like get some of our stuff or what, you know, what were you doing? And you get this like gruff, breathy, I guess you would say no. And again,
Mm.
no, we don't comment on this one. So it could have been a sound that happened actually in the room, or I feel like if we're pointing out that breath, we would have pointed out this.
That's
But
so true.
but
Mm.
you're right. I don't know if it's a breath or so much like a shuffle. Like I thought it
Mm.
in the moment, it sounded like something shuffling or scuffing or whatever.
Okay.
Whoever made contact over here next to Carl and I, in between us, is there something that we have that you're interested in?
Are you curious?
So that one's hard to hear because there's like you can hear like
Hmm.
the cuts of the syllables, I guess.
Hmm.
But it's breathy or whatever. So hard to make out all those words, but that's what I made out. I think from you or something like that is pretty obvious, and then it's a take that's very like poppy or whatever. That's the cut. So I don't know, maybe that word's wrong, but it fits with the scenario
It
of,
does.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they told me no, they weren't trying to take anything from us. And then they're like, what do I want of your shit?
Right. I think the what could I actually comes in pretty strong, and that's
Okay.
that's why like the take is a little harder to hear. But then you hear the rest of it. So, and I thought that that was funny because you were just at like, was there something over here that you wanted? You got the no, and now they're like, oh, I mean, what do you got? What could I say from you? That's an interesting set of like circumstances that all kind of played out. I like that.
I do like that. You know what I also didn't love that this guy has this fancy, and it was like a box or something.
Oh,
You know how they're selling those things now that you can attach to your recorders and it's supposed to make, I'm sorry, you attach it to like a spirit box and it's supposed to cut out all the so that you just hear the words and it makes it like
yes.
cleaner. I think
Yeah.
that's the idea of what he thinks he's dealing with
Oh,
here. But you don't catch it. All these EVPs I'm getting is not on his shit at all.
yes, right.
Like there's only one time that he thought there was something there, and that he also said that he would send it to us, and he never did. So
That liar.
just I don't know why I'm just hating on him, but whatever.
As to why these items have been moved away from their original place to this location.
I feel like maybe there's some background noise from some other
Mhm.
part of the ship that kind of comes in at the end, so it makes it a little harder to hear that last bit. And it also means that maybe I have the words wrong, but I definitely think that you can tell that there's a spirit speaking at that time.
Yeah, I can hear it loud and clear, and I don't like that. Why are they now going to get you?
I know
What?
they changed their tone super quick,
Yeah.
and there's nothing that we were saying that, like, I think they just got sick of hearing that big, loud ass speaker. So,
Ah, yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, there was other places where we were, and they're like, we're not going to turn the REM pod on. They're like, thank you.
you're
So I
right.
buy that. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, maybe if you turn the volume down, but
Hmm.
I think we were just asking them about, like, is there an item that they're like connected to or that they
Mm.
recognize in this museum part of it? Because this section that we're in, it would show you like what each cabin looked like, depending on, if you were first, second,
Yes,
third, or
I
whatever.
remember that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're at right now.
Uh, okay.
It feels cooler in this area.
Okay, now we're in the sick bay. Look at me with my big bubble letters. Um, there, let's see. Obviously there's video on YouTube from this that we got some EVPs. At some point in time, there's either the same EVP or I think it's the exact same EVP that I got on the audio and on the camera, but I can't remember if it comes right away. Yeah.
But it did before I even said that. I wanted to see if it would get colder. But it did before I even said that. I wanted to see if it would get colder. But it did before I even said that. I wanted to see if it would get colder.
I don't know what that second little wisp is
Yeah.
about. I feel like they're trying to say a word, but
Hmm.
it's hard because it just sounds
Yeah.
wispy.
Like I almost hear please again. Like it's just that wispy voice. Yeah.
That would work. That would work. The after set and I did a dot dot dot. I
Hmm.
think it's because sometimes I heard down and sometimes I heard there, and I thought
Hmm.
I don't know.
Which one is it? Yeah.
You decide. There is, like I said, video. It's a short little video. I'm pretty sure either that same EVP is on here. Yeah. I think in this one, you can't hear the please.
Mm. Yeah.
It feels cooler in this area. But it did before I even said that.
Those voices don't sound the same, though.
That's so weird. That is so somebody else, you got a whole bunch of people wanting to sit down over there. Someone's polite, please, can I sit? And this other guy's like, can I just sit here?
That sounds like a
Wild.
male voice, and this one sounds like a wispy. I don't know. That is so weird to
That
me.
is, yeah. It's the same time. They're talking about the same thing, but they sound different.
And it's the same
I
moment,
wanted to
right?
see if it would get colder. But it did before I even said that. I wanted to see.
Oh, that's not the same time.
Oh, is it not? Oh.
No, the can I sit comes
Mhm.
before I start talking about it's colder over here.
Okay, okay.
So they said,
So,
so somebody said, "Can I sit?" And then I was like,
uh-huh.
"It's colder over here, blah, blah, blah." And they're like, "Can I please sit?" Like,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
asking you a question. Jesus.
Please, lady.
I get that. I did not get that before.
Uh,
Yeah, they're not exactly the exact same time, but they're around the same time. So I guess it came in behind Carl, and maybe that's why
okay.
it's so loud on the video camera. And then it's like in front of me, like
Gotcha.
scoot
Okay.
over.
Scoot. That's so funny. They're like, okay, I'll ask nicely this time. Can
Yeah,
please?
as you should. Have some
Right.
manners, even if you're
True.
sick.
It would get
Even if you're a
colder.
ghost.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The how'd you make it permanent is hard. Like I struggled with that one. So could be wrong. I don't know. That is what I hear, but it kind of comes in too quick and there's lots of words going on there. And then the who's that or what's
Hmm.
that and all of those are very gruff in the beginning. Who goes
Hmm.
there? What's that or something. But that
Hmm.
this room is family,
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
fucking clear.
Very
Like
clear.
very clear. We made a comment at the beginning of the vid. It won't be in this audio, I think. But there was an event going on like outside, and so that was causing some noise. Carl shut the window, and that really helped. Like we didn't hear it as much. But those first two are very gruff. So are they ship noises? Are they noises outside? Maybe, but this room's for family sounds like this room's for fucking family. Like to
Yeah.
I think that without a doubt is an EVP that's happening in this room.
And what room are you in again?
We're in the sick bay, and this room I don't see how it's for family, but because
Yeah.
it had like bunk beds and a like a sofa that you could sit. So I guess if somebody was coming to visit, they'd sit on the sofa, but there's bunk beds also. So, you know,
Yeah. Huh.
and I actually think that particular room was it's a part of the sick bay, but I think it was supposed to be the birthing room. But again, there are bunk beds, so I don't
Hmm.
know how you're birthing babies in bunk beds. So maybe after you give birth, you're put in this, but are you climbing on the top with your baby? Like, I don't know.
I mean, they did some wacky shit back in the day. But so, I mean, if it was like the birthing room, then I do understand why this room would be for family because that's where family kind of, I guess, is created when if you're having babies there. But the setup does seem very odd.
It
Uh,
yes, it seems very odd, but it was the smaller room closest to the exterior wall, with a
hmm,
larger room next to it. And we just chose to be in the smaller room because it was further away from the
the
like
noise.
the
Yeah.
host or whatever that's with us.
Okay.
Um, but maybe they're talking about the room right next to us, is all I'm saying. Because
Gotcha.
it wasn't set up like that. It wasn't bunk beds. It looked more surgical like space, like beds for you to like examine a patient or whatnot. And they are right next to each other. You got to walk through one to get to the other. So maybe they're talking about that. I don't know. I mean, it is bunk beds with a sofa, so it could be like that you're there to visit. Maybe they put bunk beds in every space on a ship because they know at some point they might need to house a shit ton of people.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a weird statement, but it is very clear. That's clearly what it says, and the other two before that are very loud and very clear. I mean, I hear it just as you've got it, and to me, because it's so loud and so clear, it's almost kind of scary, like this grumbly voice, and it comes through so quick. Like he's right on top of the camera, like
Mm,
right in your face, or what, or Carl's face, I guess. If oh no, this
no,
was your
it's audio.
recorder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the audio.
Yeah, he is. And actually, I think at this time we're about to leave this room.
Okay.
So I'm not sitting on that sofa anymore. I stood up and I think I'm like grabbing some stuff off of that bunk bed.
Hmm.
Or
Okay.
I think that, like, if you watch the video, you can see kind of that progression of leaving the room. And I think I do lean over and get something on the bunk bed. So what if they were just like on the bunk bed the whole time?
Yeah, right.
And then
Yeah.
I'm like in their face, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if we're in a different space now.
Is that your stomach? Is that your stomach? Is that your stomach?
I'm here. I'm feeling. I'm here. I'm feeling. I'm here. I'm feeling.
Oh, okay. It's kind of warm here.
Yeah, we're not in the sick bay anymore. So that
Okay.
was the last of the sick bay. We're now in that crash area, like
Oh, okay.
where he said it's a ship that crashed into this ship. It's kind of in the front of this ship, I think. So, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Well, yeah, I was just trying to think about how he was telling us what floors were above us. But I think we might be like somewhere in the front of this fucking ship right now, like down
Okay.
here in the bowels or
Yeah.
whatever. And it had hit somewhere in here, I think. I don't know.
Wow.
That so we're in that area by itself, far away from people, and those are very faint. I get that, but I don't know. That's what I heard.
I feel like
Listen, I am messing with cameras at the same
Hmm.
time, so I
Okay.
it's bleeding in with the words.
Hmm.
But you know how we've talked about like the spirits using the energy from the devices? So
Yeah.
I can't tell if that's what they're doing, and that's why some of that I don't know what's happening here. I mean, again, we just got to this space, so I'm trying to get my pictures real quick, and then I'm gonna
Hmm.
sit down and be still and do an EVP session or whatever, talk to them, you know. So there is a lot of noise kind of going on with me moving around and taking pictures and all of that jazz.
Okay.
So that voice is weird, and I shouldn't have cut it off before because it might go in line with like when I thought Carl's stomach was making a noise, but Carl says it's not his
Um,
stomach, and you know, so then that might be them taking ownership for that first
yes, I
part,
gotcha. Okay.
yeah, which was what did they say first? Next to him. But
Yeah.
actually, hearing it through this program, I don't know if those words are right, but there's definitely words there.
I thought it was next to him, and I was thinking, oh my God, they're like letting you know, or they're letting the spirits know next to him, like maybe somebody's next to Carl, like because there was nobody else down there with you. It's only you and him. So are they talking about you being next to him? Like, hmm,
Yeah, but you know, I'd go with the first one because I accused him of making the noise.
that
Like,
noise.
so
Yeah.
I had to have thought it kind of came from him in his area, but yeah,
Yeah. And then that was me. Yeah, I think that's what it was. That the spirits were trying to point you in the right direction, it's just you couldn't hear them at the time.
right.
I feel like I'm a one-man band. Man band. Man band.
Uh-oh.
I actually don't know what those ship noises are or if that's Carl moving around, but it's very noisy in that moment at the same time. And this is not like an engine room. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if they mean get her attention. Maybe I
Yeah.
just missed that part of it, or if these are not so nice spirits, but
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm alive.
If right? It,
Yeah.
it kind of goes along with all the other EVPs that were coming through next to him. That was me. How do I get a hold of her? Is that what it said? Or how do I get
It's just how
her?
do I get her?
How do I get her? Um,
How am I to get her? Is what I
mhm.
said. Really? Is it saying all of that? Let's listen to that one more time.
I feel like I'm a one-man band. Man band. Man.
Yeah, with all the
Mhm.
noise, it's hard, but that is, I get how I'm getting, how am I?
Am
Yeah.
I? Yeah.
Mhm.
Band. Gonna
Are they bowling?
Yeah, I forgot. I left all that in. There was just these really loud fucking noises, and the guy had warned us that the ropes and stuff could make
Oh,
noises, but these were loud, and we were
yeah.
just like, that just doesn't sound like ropes. But I mean, there are ropes down here, and I mean, I guess they could echo.
Mm,
It never did anything like on command for us.
gotcha.
Super
Mm,
breathy, like, well, not even breathy. It's like on the wind, you know?
hmm.
It
Yeah.
just blows in. I don't think that there's any questions that I'm asking that
Mm,
would relate to, I'm just like, is there anybody here?
hmm.
Blah, 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 the same boring stuff.
nice. That's that's footsteps.
Oh,
I think that's it for right now. So again, like I said, boring questions. Anybody here that wants to talk to us? Like, what do you want
mhm,
to say? Blah, blah, blah. And they say, I've already talked to you. What do you want? And that voice
uh-huh.
sounds very like gruff. And I have it as a lot of words. And even right now, I'm wondering if it's really that much. But I do hear something
Mhm,
there. And
mhm.
I do think it's saying, like, I already talked to you. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
But, um, and then, but then the EVP later that says, say the magic word, and it's all whispery and stuff. It's not the same voice, but you
No.
would almost put those two together. But I guess it could be two different spirits
Hmm.
engaged in this conversation
Yeah.
where I'm like, does anybody want to talk to me? And one's
Hmm.
like, we already talked to you. What more do you want? And another one
Hmm.
being like, say the magic word. Like you didn't say please. So why would we
Hmm.
talk to you? The
Hmm.
that's above us. I think they're legit. Like I'm saying that's a lot of like that's footsteps and stuff. And they're just like, yeah, that's above us or whatever. So
Yeah.
I think they're completely aware of me. These are all intelligent spirits, basically.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say. I think I felt like the first two were very intelligent. When the third one came in with say the magic word, I'm like, well, where is this one coming from?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Hold on a second.
I think that's a playful spirit that's
Yeah,
like
it was,
it's
it said it
having
in a
more fun
taunting
with
manner.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's having a little more fun with this than the other
Mhm.
ones are, but they're more practical people, I guess. Uh, but
That's
that's the
funny.
one that you would less associate with like the other ones because they're gruff sounding and there's banging going on. Like you might say I misinterpreted a sound for words, but the say the magic word is whispering, like
Yeah.
right in front of me. So it's wild. It's just wild how it all goes together.
It is.
I think it took till the third one for me to just really hear that clearly. But yeah, they don't they
I
don't want me
know.
to come back.
You got it, buddy. Loud and clear. And it's a deep sounding voice, just like the other one that was kind of like, what do you want from me? I already talked to you. It's a deep.
Yes. And I have already admitted that there's banging around going on and that it might have something to do with all these ropes and stuff. So
Mm,
again, am I matrixing words out of all these
mm,
sounds? I don't know. I hear vocal tone. We are in a part of the ship that people only go to when they're on the private ghost hunt. I mean,
okay.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe any ghost hunt, but not like your everyday museum,
Goer. Yeah.
entrance.
Hmm.
This is a part that you have to go through with a guide. So I don't
Hmm.
think they get a lot of visitors, is all I'm saying. So they may not really like people in their space, or they just
Yeah.
like, kind of get out of here with that, or just you don't have to come back. I don't know.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Hmm.
We turn the flashlight on.
So I'm trying to get on this. I'm trying to turn the spirit box on, but it needed new batteries in the speaker, the external speaker that I use. And that's Carl helping me with the flashlight. And I thought that EVP was fucking spot on. Like,
Yeah.
and also funny. Like, if I'm down, like, where are you? Where are
Yeah.
you that you think I'm gonna shine this flashlight on you? You have to be right on top of me, man.
Right. And like what difference does it make? Like what does that mean? Does it, I mean, you still can't see the spirit regardless of whether they are getting hit with the light. What does it do to them?
I
Wouldn't
think
it
that
give them energy?
you would think.
Yeah.
But maybe they just don't like, just like you wouldn't like a flashlight being shined in your eyes.
No, I would hate that. Yeah,
It
definitely. I'd hate
it
that. That's
affects them too, I guess.
that's what that's really what, yeah. And I hate to think that but like you said, where are you, buddy? Like, hold on
Like,
a sec. Like
can I
no
tell you?
sir.
Can I tell you, at one point in time, I thought that I was getting an EVP that was a bit vulgar in this space. And remember, I told you the audio recorder, I'm wearing it around my neck so that I don't have to hold it or whatever. Um, there's a word, I'm not going to say it because I hate it. I hate this word. It starts with a T. It's referencing these things right here, you know?
The tatan.
Yeah. And I thought it said the left, it like something about at her left. But here's the thing, I didn't clip it. I would have clipped it for you. But this I told you that
Wow.
the ship just makes noises, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought I heard it, and then I go to listen to that section again, and I thought I heard it like three times. So it was
Wow.
just like a lull of a noise that made those words. I don't know. I don't like the word anyways, so I don't know why I hate that word. So, I was telling my husband about that and how much I hate that word, and he's like, "But you like the word cunt?" And I was like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
do." I don't know what's wrong with me. But because it seemed to happen over and over again, I thought, no, 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 that has to be matrixing. That has to be, something. Like that's a sound that just happens to sound like
Huh.
that. I don't know.
Well, that's weird. If it is matrixing, it's even creepier if it's not. It's like,
Well, I did think, like, what if it was a spirit? Like how they're talking about sit down. So they're
yeah.
like, can I sit down? Please sit down. Please, can I sit here?
Uh-huh.
Please,
That's why you got it three times. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe somebody was like, they're talking about the recorder and to speak into it or something, and they're like, it's by her left, whatever. And there's another
Right.
spirit, like, what? The right there, maybe they just kept like reiterating it. So that might be why you would hear it multiple times. But I thought either way, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
That's
it.
yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Um,
Then we would have
What were you gonna say?
then we would have had to have had a long conversation about it. Oh, wait.
I know. I keep telling you these things. There is one that we did leave out. That was from the Hawthorne Hotel, and that did not.
Yeah, right.
That we didn't even put that conversation. But sometimes these ghosts, I think, they be nasty. They be
Yeah.
nasty. Um,
Well, if they're nasty in real life, maybe they're just still nasty in the afterlife, like we were talking about before. I mean, they just continue on with
the
their
way that they
ways.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I wonder, are you a crew member from the Queen Mary? Are you a crew?
So we're in the mailroom part. It's right outside of like where this crash site area is. And
Ah.
I think that all I said was like, you probably liked your job or something like that. Something along those lines. I would love to be a mailman, but I don't know. I think they thought that I was being a brat or something. I don't really know
I
what they're
gotcha.
getting at with that.
Hmm.
But that's all that was said right before then. Is I think I asked like, did you like your job or something?
Hmm.
And that's a weird voice, like kind of scratchy like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but we're not in that same area that was making all the noises. We're
Okay.
like in a room or two behind that now. So I just don't think that it's an outside noise or a ship noise. Because we also don't comment on it.
Right. It's interesting that you keep getting these voices where it seems like they're talking directly about you or you and your husband, or they're pointing you out, like that one. Like who are you pointing out to? Like what other
Yeah.
spirit can't see us like walking around? That one.
Well,
Like that's
also, what you plotting and planning that you have to
right.
point us out too?
Right.
Yeah, like which one are you targeting, you know?
Hmm. Or maybe it's like, who do I talk to, and then they could be like, oh, that one, she's got, like, look at her, all the gear. She's a one-man
Yeah,
band over there.
she's got the microphone by her T word. Yeah.
Right.
uh,
Mhm. Mm.
I think I was on crack when I pulled that one out. It is so faint. I do think there's something there. I think you can hear the kind of like pop, pop, pops, but it is very low.
I actually hear that, but it made me think of the guy that's sitting there with the coffee mug while everything burns around him, and he's like, "This is fine."
Yeah. Makes sense too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
In that like kind of administrative area.
Yeah, yeah, right. That's what's happening.
So now we're in the changing room of the pool area. That's where we went first, and then we were out like where the actual pool was. But there's video of this on YouTube. None of this doesn't match up. And actually, I think on YouTube, I pulled out quite a few EVPs during this time. But on
Mhm.
this audio recorder, mm-mm,
Nothing, huh? Wow.
I mean, I did get something, but not as much. So
Okay.
I don't know what to think about that. Again, they're two different devices. Carl and I are in different areas. We're not extremely far away from each other, but we are in
Mhm.
different areas. So I guess that's what it's got to do with, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, so I just skipped over. Okay, we already heard that one, but
Yeah.
that is, and that's so weird
Okay.
too, because I said there's a bunch of EVPs on YouTube from the changing room area, but that one is so faint compared to I think the ones that are on there. So yeah, I
Huh.
just missed the wording that showed me we left the mailroom to the pool. That EVP was from there. And then, yeah, I think that's the only thing we got. And then we went out to the pool deck with the tour guide. And then after this, we went to this other little area. It was some little hole. I don't even know. I cannot remember. I cannot remember where it was at. At by this time, he's taken us to one more spot. It's what you can hear him say, and then he's taken us over to this little area where we're gonna crouch down into some tiny little spot and try to speak to the spirits with him. But at the same time, my kids are texting me that my youngest is throwing up. So, you know, that's why I don't think I remember where we were at because I'm just like, I'm starting to do the
Sure.
mom thing and come out of the ghost hunter thing. But before that, we're out on the pool deck, and he says that it has worked well for them to like sing and then ask the spirits to like
Oh,
finish it. And
cool.
so I got this on audio, and he hears it, or we all hear something, but we don't make it out exactly. It's cool. It's cool. And I think that's going to be the last of it. I think I left it long just so you can hear us singing to the spirits again and
Oh,
like
cool.
kind of nothing come, or actually nothing that I could make out, but that's also why I left it like long, just in case people want to watch it on YouTube
Mhm.
and see if they hear any other singing during that time.
Twinkle, twinkle, little.
But then it just trails off. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then it never does it again. It's almost like we tricked the spirit. And the
Yeah.
spirit was like, "Oh fuck, I love that
Shit.
song. That's my jam. Star, I what? Oh fuck. They
I
got
fell for it again.
it."
They always get me with that twinkle, twinkle, little star. Dang it.
Yeah, it was funny because he continues to sing the song, I think, till the end, and there was never another time that I could hear that it was falling for our tricks, especially not that loud, obviously, or I would have played it
I
for you.
I love it that it's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Like everyone always does shave and haircut, and the spirits of the USS Salem, not Salem, North Carolina, got really pissed off that apparently I was doing it wrong. But when we were at the Myrtles, there is just a voice that comes through singing the same song. So maybe we just do that from now on. Everyone knows Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Apparently, the ghosts on Queen Mary they can't refrain. They can't stop themselves. They've
Yeah.
got to sing along with that one. That's
Yeah,
better than shaving a haircut. That's
it
crazy.
it is. So I think we definitely sucker them in with that one for sure. But
Definitely.
yeah, so I don't it's all left in there or whatever where the guide is talking about like, did you hear that? Like it sounded like something when star should have been said. And then he makes the comment that he thinks there's some kind of background noise bleeding in, but the whole rest of the time we're there, there's no background noise.
Wow.
So I think he blamed it on noise from a hallway or whatever. But you'd have to be on the ship to understand where that fucking pool's at.
Yeah.
It's not super easy to get to. And
No.
it's right off where like rooms are, guest rooms
Hmm.
are. But it's yeah. There was an event, like I've said, before and during this episode, there was some event going on. You did not hear that noise. So, and there's like multiple doors that you have to go through in closed
Hmm.
off areas before you get to the pool. I mean, it's not like layers and layers and layers, but it's like you go through a door and then there's an area and then you like as big as this room I'm
Hmm.
in, and then you go
Hmm.
through another door, and then you go down some steps, and then you're in the pool deck area. So where is this
I just
bleeding in from?
okay. I don't buy that it was bleeding in. And if just as devil's advocate, if it was somebody somehow that had heard him singing and was singing from somewhere else, why would they have stopped right when they did? I mean, you're compelled to just finish the whole song. Like you wouldn't stop right there, you know? Like it's such a weird. That's why I feel like it is a spirit because it's the spirit's kind of like, oh shit, shit.
Yes, yes, I totally think it's a spirit. And like I said, he does comment that he feels like something's there. It's just that
Mm,
he also comments that he thinks there's some other noise coming from somewhere else. And I
mm,
just
okay.
I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Because not only was I down in the pool area when I was with the guide, and there's a security guard that has to walk around. He stays with the guide the whole time. But
Mm,
the next morning before we left, I found the pool area on my own and went in there, and it's quiet as fuck. It
hmm.
feels very like insulated or
Hmm.
isolated from the rest of the ship.
Yeah,
And the doors are supposed to be locked, but
I know.
I guess they're not because I didn't get in there. So I don't
Oopsie doodle. They were
know.
unlocked, which means we can go in.
Yeah, right? That's how I saw it. I would just pretend like I don't know what I'm doing. I did leave my child as lookout at the door in the
That's
hallway,
right.
but
I wonder, do you think that the your tour guide or whatever was supposed to lock it and he didn't? Like he just was like, "Okie dokie, guys, good night," and he just forgot.
I kind of do think that.
Oh,
And I don't know if I just can't remember where that other spot was that he took
mm,
us to. Was it
right.
in the pool area? Because I don't feel like we walked very far. So
Yeah.
I think maybe the whole, oh, come over to my little favorite hole. And then I'm like, oh shit, my kid's throwing up. I gotta go. And then we
Yeah.
left that he just forgot to do his due diligence after that,
Ah.
you know?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Because he was just trying to show us back to how we could get back to our room quickly. So yeah, I might have thrown him off, which worked out for me the next
I know.
day. But not
That,
really, because I didn't hang out there very long. I just took a really quick video because I left my kid at the door and I didn't want him to like, because
yeah.
he was just a baby then. So
Yeah.
but I just took pictures and then just wanted to get a vibe. It's very cool. It's a very cool area of the ship.
Hmm.
Um, but and that was like the one of the coolest EVPs I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is really cool. I love that. Did on the tour with him, did he take you in front of like the room that's like totally closed off, like you gotta rent it as a ghost investigation? He did, like was it where you could see? I felt like at one point in time they had plexiglass. I guess
Hmm.
it would depend on if somebody was in the room or not.
Yes, because I do think you could rent the room out. I think when we
Hmm.
went, there was plexiglass, and
Okay.
so there wasn't. I don't think they were renting the room out then, but I have seen since then. I think Shane and Ryan
They
went
did.
there,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think they went there before there was. I don't think there was furniture in the room, but maybe there was. I don't
Mm.
remember, but I definitely know they slept in that room. So, but at one point in time, it wasn't like that. It was like, you just go by and look in it or whatever. And he did walk us by that room, but that's all we did because
Oh,
there are other rooms on that
rooms around.
hallway. So he asked you, where do you want to investigate? It's your $600 you spent. So, you get to pick and choose where you want to go. And I wasn't interested. We couldn't get into the room, so
Right.
I didn't care,
Makes
about
sense.
just being in the hallway or whatever.
Sure, you could do that on your own time. Is
Right.
I Okay. I was just curious about that.
Yeah.
Uh.
But that's all I got, and I think that's all that there will ever be of the the Queen Mary for us. I think I'm done there. So I think it ended on a real high note. That
It
EVP
did.
was pretty cool. A lot of those EVPs were really good, and they're definitely aware of people. Yeah, it's definitely haunted, guys.
Yeah, and they are aware of people. There's a lot of intelligent hauntings there. It's funny too because it goes in and out, like where it seems like they don't want you there to hold on a second, can I have a seat? Um, so like
Yeah.
you said, it did end on a high note with them finishing the song, which is super, super cool. It's almost like you guys aren't really that bad. Clearly. You're singing along to the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You bullshitting the whole time.
Yeah, and I like that technique. Like like you said, we've tried shaving a haircut, and I don't think that we've tried other songs. We usually leave that up to Boo Bear to kind of do that
Hmm.
shenanigans for us. But
Yeah.
a lot of help he is. That hasn't that hasn't ever really worked for. I think he does attract spirits. He did in the Birdcage Theater at least,
Yeah.
but at least I think he kind of helped with that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all on him. But anywho, that's everything. We definitely should do a sing along when
Yeah.
on our next investigation. But yeah, that's all I got for you tonight.
It was awesome. That's why I was super excited when you said you were doing more from this location because it's one of those places everyone knows it's haunted. There's so many stories. There's pictures. There's so much evidence that's out there. It's on everyone's bucket list. I went, but I didn't get to do an investigation. I just was in town. I'm like, I got to see that boat, you know. And I don't think I had pictures. I don't think I had my recorder or anything. So, and there was nothing in my pictures that I remember, but it's a cool, cool place. Any boats. I feel like just all of the places we've been to that are surrounded by water, like those are going to be hot spots.
Yes, yes, I do believe in that theory that water, well, I mean, we know like it's scientific proof, right, that you could use water to generate electricity and everything. So,
Hmm.
um yeah, I do think that has something to do with it and can like stir up that energy to allow spirits to manifest in some way, shape, or form. But you know what I just thought of? I'm gonna be in that area, not necessarily, but LA is humongous. But
Hmm.
we're going next month, like to
Hmm.
take my kid, and we're going to the Channel Islands and stuff. And I was looking up haunted locations, just a day visit, or whatever. And the Queen Mary wasn't on my list because I'm like, been there, done that. But now that I have these EVPs, I'm kind of like,
What did y'all mean by that? What
yeah.
I'm back.
Guess who's back?
Right.
Yeah. That would be interesting. And the other places, I don't know that I can actually get inside of them. There's a lot of haunted houses, mansions, whatnot in
Yeah.
LA, but you can't get actually inside of them half the
To
time.
drive by. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like drive-bys, or you could be right outside. But
Yeah.
yeah, to get like a tour of the inside, it's usually a special event. They only do every once in a while. But
Sure.
anywho, yeah, so this is Evidence Autopsy on the Creatures of the Night YouTube page, and you need to like and subscribe so that you can see every time we upload a video, because we not
Mhm.
only make this lovely show where we explain all our evidence, but we also just post our evidence for you to watch it just raw and
Mhm.
get, your own vibes about it or whatever, and to see the whole thing, because we kind of skip around just to get to the goods, but you don't see all the context around it. But so like and subscribe so you can get notifications. Comment, tell us what you think. Tell us about your own experiences at the Queen Mary, because I know you've had them, because
Mhm.
it's haunted as fuck.
Mhm.
And then if you want little tidbits of everything that we're doing, or just to keep up with us, like our every day, every week, whatever we're doing, you can go to our social medias, which are on, all the popular ones, and it's COTN_paranormal. And that's us.
That is us. That was lovely. Thank you, Wendy.
You're so welcome. All right, that's it. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.